Greetings fellow members of the Esoteric Order of Gamers. Now you may recall that a while ago the wonderful people from Lucky Duck Games sent me some games. One of them was Vikings Gone Wild, and this is a deck building game. It's a fun game with beer and Vikings. I really enjoyed playing it. It's a great little game. I'm not usually a huge fan of deck builders, but Vikings Gone Wild is just the right length. It's just the right level of fun. It's definitely worth getting, even if you don't like deck builders. So I wrote to Lucky Duck Games and said, how about some expansions then? Because I really enjoy the game and I wanted to add more to it. And they were very kind and sent me these 3 expansions. We've got the Masters of Elements one. We've got It's a Kind of Magic, which adds magic, and Guild Wars, which adds team play. So let's check them out. Let's have a look inside these Vikings Gone Wild expansions. Let's start with Guild Wars. So this one features team play. You can have 2 versus 2 games. And we've got some nice counters. One of the great things about Vikings Gone Wild is that the artwork is a lot of fun and the whole thing is light-hearted, brightly coloured, boldly illustrated, and it's just a joy to get on the table. And it doesn't outstay its welcome either. It's quite short and a good laugh. So we've got Guild War mode there, 2 versus 2. We've got new mechanics, Wall Builder and Walls, which allows you to spend money to build a wall, which you can put on buildings. So you have to attack the wall before, so it gives extra defense to buildings. That's good. Some extra cards and buildings, flying units. Now, with all this stuff, of course, you'll have to make choices about what you want in your game of Vikings Gone Wild and what you don't want. But there's a lot of variety. So that's what you get. Here we've got decks of cards. So I've got a nice big deck of cards here. First off, there are 22 units cards. So a whole bunch of new units. Fairies. Wall breaker. That obviously goes with the walls. Then we've got 16 missions cards. These are missions you can achieve during the game to get points. Learn to fly. We've got 8 defences cards. They look like they're defending against flyers. 3 end of game bonus cards. Extra points for those who achieve various goals. 1 divine favour card, a Ragnar. Flying hero. 38 buildings cards. Lots of variety in buildings. Forge, tower and wall builder. Guild tower. Lots of variety there. 16 Odin's Path cards. A cow trap, of course. Dwarf, goblin copter. As you can see, it's beautifully light-hearted and fun. Not as much beer mentioned, I've noticed. There's a lot of beer in the core set. And we've got 4 cheat sheets cards. So obviously this is for team play. We've got 2 different teams and cheat sheet cards there. So that looks like a nice little set. That is Guild Wars. Really excited about introducing some of these things into my Vikings Gone Wild games. Next up, It's a Kind of Magic, and obviously this will be introducing magic to the game, which I'm very excited about. So what do we have here? New mechanics, Sorceress Tower. It's a new building that produces Curse and Bless tokens. Interesting. Sheep Storm and Curse Trap. Spells and counter spells. There we go. Destroying cards. Suggested setups. Expert setup. And of course rules for the 2 versus 2. Introducing magic. So many options. These are our Bless and Curse tokens. And here are our cards. And here we go. To start with, 22 units cards. Got Dreki, Shaman, Sorceress, Baby Dreki, 5 mission cards, 60 spells, heaps in the way of spells. Magic potion, alchemy, cursed trap, gold touch, magic intervention, magic manipulation, magic potion. There we go, heaps of spells. That's really going to shake things up. 2 end of game bonus cards, Dragon Master and Magic Master. 8 Odin's Path cards. Oh, the Necronomicon. Haha, excellent. Sheepstorm, as you have. Zap Trap. Buildings, 12 buildings cards. Sorceress Tower. All Sorceress Towers. And finally, 1 Divine Favour card. This time it's Hell. Well, it's a kind of magic. Adding magic to the game can hardly wait. Finally, we have the Masters of Elements expansion. And this is, as you can see, a large size expansion. And this introduces the Druids. Yes, no one knew what they were doing. This is going to introduce a whole lot of stuff. And I think the length of the game is going to be doubled just by deciding what to add to it at the start. Lots and lots of counters there. These are obviously all the elements: earth, fire, water, wind. Here's our rulebook. Setup, all the new content. Oh, a strange font choice here. This is kind of very difficult to read. I don't know what went on there. Now don't worry about that, because it's all going to be in my revamped rules summary, of course. So player setup, artifact draft. Now these artifacts, you get 4 artifacts and you can draft one at the start of the game, which can really change things quite a lot and make things more asymmetric. So we've got new mechanics. These are the Master of Elements cards. Element tokens, which act as another resource. Got that. The gods. These are all the different gods. Interesting. Oh, we've got some nice artifact sheets for the players. You can keep track of your artifacts. Bunch of those. Ziploc bags. And a heap of cards. And there are many, many cards in this expansion. So much here to explore. First off, units, new units. 55 cards. Water spirits, Triton, Forest Spirit, as you can see, all elemental themed, Treant, Fire Spirit, Hell's Hound. What's going on there? 15 Odin's Path cards. $20 mission cards. Four end of game bonus cards. 6 divine favour cards. 16 artifact cards. Wow, this is great. So much variety. $12 Master of Element cards. And finally, 32 God cards. There are 4 cards per God. And you can see some of these god cards, or a couple of god cards, were in the other expansions, so they all work off of each other. Oh, and there are a few reference cards as well. Well, Masters of Elements, really looking forward to playing that. There's so much going on here. Now, of course, one of the reasons I've received all this wonderful stuff is to update my rules summary. So my existing rules summary for Vikings Gone Wild will be comprehensively updated with all of this stuff, so you can have a look at the rules and decide whether you want to buy these expansions yourself. I highly recommend buying them, not just because I got them for free, but also because I've played the core game and it's great fun. And I fully anticipate these are going to add a lot more fun and variety to the game, because it's that kind of game. The more units, the more things that are going on, the more choices, I think the more fun it'll be. It does not outstay its welcome, and we really enjoyed playing it. So, Vikings Gone Wild, keep an eye out on the Esoteric Order of Gamers website at orderofgamers.com. It's going to pop up there when I've finished updating the rules summary. And of course, you can also stay updated on my Twitter and Facebook. Facebook is in a few problems at the moment, but I will be relaunching my Facebook page. And of course, here we are on the YouTube channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already and hit all notifications. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Vikings Gone Wild.